Hey guys, it's Malachi James. Welcome back to the Tactical Den podcast. In this video, I want to talk about something that I've talked about before, but now it's 2 years later since I've picked this thing up, and I've been using it consistently ever since. Whether that's on my 16-inch IWI, I recently moved it to my 10.5, and I have a airsoft replica that I also run a knockoff Hydra Mount on. This is the real deal. This is the version 1 Hydra Mount. They just dropped the version 2, so if you guys want to pick up a nicer, newer, lighter version, then you guys can totally pick up one of those on their website. I highly recommend it. I'm running my Sig Romeo 5 per usual, and I have a Holosun 221. Not the most fancy setup, but it works for me, and I've never had a problem with my Romeo 5. So, why am I making the video? Well, I'm making the video so I can tell you guys how the past 2 years have gone, my findings with the GBRS group Hydra Mount, and do I still recommend it? So I'll cut right to the chase. Absolutely, I recommend the GBRS group Hydra Mount, and I recommend it for anybody that wants to take themselves seriously in their personal defense of their homes, of their property, or even as an end user that uses it for law enforcement, military, or anything like that. I recommend this, and I cannot recommend it enough, and I'll get into why. So, something that is marketed for the Hydra Mount is that situational awareness, right? That heads up position. And that is something that I do not ever want to get rid of ever again. I've used lower mounted optics, I've used LPVOs, I've used everything that you can probably imagine, and I have yet to find something that just clicks for me as well as this mount does. Okay. And the reason for that is I do a lot of training. I do a lot of force on force. And something that I've noticed is for a lot of people that shoot with a lower mounted optic, they shoot with iron sights and they think it's good enough or what have you, and you put them in a high stress situation and they go to engage, and they engage, and then after the fact you ask them, what did you see in your sight picture? They don't know. They probably didn't get a sight picture. They probably shot over the top of their sights like most people do in force on force CQB situations. They're not really aiming. They're just, oh, there's someone there, just start blasting, and they start shooting without actually getting a solid sight picture because it takes too much time to bring the weapon up, to bring your head down, to see your dot, and then you're losing your situational awareness. And that's what happens. I've asked multiple people every time I've conducted CQB training, what was your sight picture? What did it look like? And they didn't get one because they shot over the top of their sight. That is something that you cannot do with the Hydra Mount. Every time that the weapon comes up, you will always see a dot. You don't have to drop your head. You don't have to do anything. You will maintain your situational awareness. You'll be able to just bring the gun up, and no matter where your head is, you'll be able to see some sort of a dot. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do, boom, there's a dot. That is a game changer. And I've used this for so much force on force. I've taken it to different fields, for even airsoft. I've used it for work. I've done all of that, and it's a game changer. To be able to, no matter what the condition is, no matter what you're wearing, if it's ear pro, you don't have to worry about the ear pro getting stuck on your stock or getting kicked up. If it's your helmet, if it's your mask, if it's your nods, if it's your plate carrier, if it's anything, you don't have to worry about it. Even if you can't get a good shoulder placement, you can roll it over and you will see it no matter what. No matter what you do, you will always be able to see a dot and maintain your situational awareness. That is something that I noticed these past 2 years, that now that I have it, I cannot get rid of it. So if something ever is to happen to my Hydra Mount, I'm going to buy a new one, because that is something I cannot lose because of how effective that it is. It really is worth it, guys. And obviously I'm a small channel. I'm not paid to say that. I'm not no one knows that I'm even making this video except for you guys watching it right now. And I will tell you that the Hydra Mount, for me, has been a game changer. So, if any of you guys still feel on edge about it, you think it's too expensive, and you maybe bought a knockoff one and you don't like it, have you used it in Force on Force? And have you used it consistently? Because I bet you if you use it in Force on Force consistently and you start to really consider why it was made, and you start to go into those high stress situations, even if they're induced, right? Being able to just see the difference and being able to actually get a sight picture before you start breaking shots. Game changer, guys. Game changer. So, if you're still on the fence, definitely pick one up. Try Force on Force. Even if you buy a knockoff one and you go and try Force on Force with that, and then you are like, yep, I need it for my real gun, and then you buy a real one. Just do that, because, guys, cannot recommend it enough. Big thank you to all the Tier 1 operators that were smart enough to put this thing together. It's outstanding. So that's really going to wrap it up. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a update on how I feel about this thing and would I still keep running it. The answer is yes. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your week. And I will see you guys in the next one. Remember, we're one nation. Hold the line. Peace.